24 hours removed from another great race here at the Monster Mile. We are back here again for the Major League eSports Series, live from Dover International Speedway and presented to you live from Bofa Broadcasting Company. My name is Sam Cooper Bennett, up in the booth with you again, and we're here again with the K&N Cars here tonight. The Catalyst Min Series set to kick off, qualifying in just over 2.5 minutes, and it's going to be another fun one. We've got 200 laps here in the K&N Cars, and it doesn't show, and certain people that are in the series don't show any signs of slowing down, as Spencer Preet is at the top of the hot lap standings right now. Mark Arthur is second. Michael Cozy returning to the series after missing a couple of weeks. He is in third. Fourth is Carl Vincent Gilbert, and running out the top five is rookie Aidan Patterson. Before we go any further, let's go through our spokespeople, or just give a shout out to certain people tonight. Just want to give a shout out to PZ Overlays. If you want a decent overlay for your broadcast, then go no further than Mr. Paul Zota. He creates the best overlays out there, like the one you'll be seeing out on your screen tonight. Give him a shout on Facebook. That is PZ Overlays. If you'd like to hear about superheroes or listen to guys talk rubbish about superheroes, then go no further than the Thor's Kin podcast. Alex Whiteley and Jimmy Rose bringing you the best fun, interaction and news from the superhero world. They are on all good streaming services. And I would be remiss if I did not mention that our main focus here is with pH Aware. Pulmonary hypertension is one of the most difficult diseases in the world to diagnose. It often masks itself as other undiagnosable diseases, and by the time it's found out, it's usually too late. So if you want more information, go to phaware.org or phaware.global. But that does stop in there. PH Aware are actually celebrating the 5th of May. Today is actually World Pulmonary Hypertension Day. So what more excuse to make yourself a donation, get yourself more aware, and go to the sites I just mentioned. Again, that is phaware.org or phaware.global. No, we were already live, Sam. So here we are, 25 seconds to go before qualifying. Let's go to our live broadcast, shall we? It's going to take a couple of seconds to have a break here. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Welcome back to tonight's broadcast. The Major League eSports Series Catalyst Mint Series, brought to you by Bofa Broadcasting. Had to make a little logo adjustment on my overlay there, but it's all good now. We are here live from the Monster Mile. Qualifying just got underway. Let's go and take a look at that right now, as we're not really seeing anyone out on track. Let's go to Kyle Gilbert there, out on track. Or not. La-di-dee. There he is. Just cranking off some laps there. We are got some times in already. Spencer Preet currently sitting on the pole. Michael Cozy Jr. second. Aiden Patterson, the rookie, is there in third place. Mark Arthur fourth. Kyle Gilbert is fifth, as you're just seeing on your screen right now. Fists up, it says on the back. So good paint scheme on that. 227 right there. Hunter King is 6th. 7th is Cody Walling. 8th is Elliott Smith. 9th is Corey Henry. 10th is Nelson Hill. 11th Marshall Newton. 12th is Mark McSweeney. And 13th and last driver to put a time up is Mr. Tyler Vickery. So a few times going up already. Let's put the qualifying standings up as they stand right now, as we're still looking at Mr. Kyle Gilbert, who's actually up into 5th place, as I mentioned. But there is Mr. Ryan Huser. Was running near the front when we were at Richmond a couple of weeks back, but really came unstuck near the end of the race and ended up really falling back for the field after a huge wreck. Carlton Hendry, the 15th guy to put a time down. He is there in 15th place. Running a new paint scheme tonight by the looks of things, so good for him. Dallas Cowboys paint scheme, so the football sponsorships are coming in thick and fast. There is our current points leader, Mr. Spencer Preet. Not wasting any time tonight. He is currently sitting on the pole here at Dover, as it looks like he's just running laps at this point, so trying to get some last minute practice in before we do take to the green tonight here at the Monster Mile. I'm going to have 200 laps of absolute fun here with the K&N Cars and the Major League eSports Series. We always do every week with these guys. Let's go to Dustin Adams before we go to tonight's sermon, as I can't find him. Where is he? There he is. Dustin Adams is there in that Reese's number 64. He's just finished his qualifying. Got himself up into 8th place, so good running there for him in that Reese's machine. Doug Thompson is another one out on track there in that number 13 Kodiak machine. Hoping for a better run this week after a horrible race last week in Talladega. Definitely hoping he can get something out of this tonight. And while he is the only one out on track right now, I'm just going to pause it there. And I'm going to bring it there, as we are about to go to our sermon for tonight. Tonight's sermon will be brought to you by Mr. Cody Walling. And Cody Walling is in the booth with me right now for tonight's sermon. So, Cody, the floor is yours, sir.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the floor is yours for tonight's sermon.
Thank you. Let's pray. Dear Father, we'd like to thank you for this day. Thank you for all many blessings in life. Lord, we want to thank you for the ingenious of man to design machines like this, Lord, where we can go fast and enjoy this speed and this hobby. Lord, we want to ask the prayers for all the drivers tonight, Lord. Keep them safe as they go out and do battle on the racetrack. Lord, we thank you for all you do for us. Thank you for your son, Jesus. It's in his name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Cody, for tonight's sermon, and good luck in tonight's race.
Thank you.
So that was tonight's sermon, brought to you by Cody Walling. All that's left for me to do now, before we go to the green flag tonight, we've still got 3.5 minutes left in qualifying, but before we do that, let's bring up the flag. Let's go and stand on our feet and put our hands to our hearts as we bring you tonight's national anthem. And that was the national anthem of America. Right, let's go to our race feature for tonight. Qualifying, just over a minute left. Before we do that, let's go to our results from qualifying before we go to our grid. So this is the summary of results we have so far. Spencer Preet currently on the pole. Marco Cosi is second. Aidan Patterson on his debut, but I think in the 16 is third. Mark Arthur fourth. Fifth is Kyle Gilbert. Sixth is Hunter King. Seventh is Cody Warling, who just gave the sermon there. Eighth is Dustin Adams. Ninth is Doug Thompson. And rounding out the top 10 is Ryan Huser. 11th is Russ Charneski. 12th is Elliott Smith. Corey Henry sits 13th. 14th is Nelson Hill. 15th is Marshall Newton. 16th is Michael Robinson. 17th is Mark McSweeney. 18th is Tyler Vickery. 19th is Carlton Hendry. And rounding out the top 20 is Marcus McFadden. The people that haven't taken the time yet are Tex Perry, Mike Tipton, Doug Chappelle, Andrew Fraser, James Bunce and Jeremy Leto. So just coming up to the grid now. A few people not taking times here tonight. We do have stage racing here tonight. Lap 60 will be the end of first stage. Lap 120 will be the end of stage 2, and then from that point onwards it's racing to the checkered. So here we are, live from Dover International Speedway. Everybody just going to line up on the grid now. Before we do that, let's go to our grid for the night's race, starting on the front row and getting the pole position with a time of 22.477 is Spencer Preet. He'll be joined by Michael Cosi Jr. Row 2 will be Aidan Patterson and Mark Arthur. Row 3 will be Kyle Gilbert and Hunter King. Row 4 will be Cody Warling and Dustin Adams. Row 5 will be Doug Thompson and Ryan Huser. Row 6 will be Russ Charneski and Elliott Smith. Row 7 will be Corey Henry and Nelson Hill. Row 7 will be Marshall Newton and Michael Robinson. Row 9 will be Mark McSweeney and James Bunce. Row 10 will be Tyler Vickery and Carlton Hendry. Row 11 will be Marcus McFadden and Mike Tipton. Row 12 will be Andrew Fraser and Doug Chappelle. And row 13 and starting shotgun on the field will be Tex Perry and Jeremy Leto. So going to the green now. Everybody lined up on the field as we can see them right there. Just waiting for them to peel off into the track so we can get this thing underway. And it's going to be a great race this week. Unfortunate that we had so many wrecks last week, but everybody, that's just the nature of that track with these cars. So kind of expected. This time around, these guys know how to get it done on shorter tracks. So now we're back here at Dover, we should see some absolutely fantastic racing here at Dover International Speedway. So we've got a stack grid here tonight. We've got 26 cars set to take the green at Dover. Going to be a great show tonight for you guys. And tonight is both a fan choice as Michael Cozy burns them up on the pit road. As there they are, they're getting going right now. As we're going to go to the Fox Cam now. There it is. Spencer Preet, the man on pole. Michael Cozy second on his return to the series. Third is Aidan Patterson. Great to see him up there. It doesn't look like Tex Perry made it in time for the start, so we're going to have 25 cars taken to the green instead of 26, but no matter. Unfortunate for Tex there, but he will try and get back in as quickly as possible, whether it be on the track or out up here in the booth with me. But never mind, the lights are off on the pace car, as we've already mentioned. 200 laps getting ready to go off here at Dover International Speedway. The pace car just peels off there right now, waiting for him to get him going. Here comes Spencer Preet through turn 3, holding him down so far. And the green flag is out, and away we go. 200 laps here at Dover International Speedway. Everybody looks like they got away cleanly enough, so great start for everybody. Unlike what we've seen the last couple of nights with everybody getting wrecked in the early part of this race. So, oh, no, there's the 0-0. Oh, the wreck has happened already. The big one, Cody Walling. Everybody's in it. Everybody's in it. So let's go back and see what happened to Cody Walling there. So lap 1, wreck 1. There's Cody Walling making his way through turns 1 and 2. It looked like the 95 of Hunter King getting into the wall. Yes, he did. And that's where it all happened right there. Ryan Hughes are getting into it. A whole host of cars. Hunter King going for a ride there. James Bunce was in it. Looks like Leto was in it. Tipton was in it. Definitely Mark McSweeney was in it. Dustin Adams got a piece of it. Elliott Smith got a piece of that. Carlton Hendry, Doug Chappelle, Marcus McFadden I think got into it as well. Hunter King, the catalyst of that. Andrew Fraser in it as well. Doug Thompson in it as well. And that right wheel is not turning, so definite suspension damage there. Elliott Smith also unlucky to get a piece of that too. So already under caution, and we're on lap 2 of 200, and a lot of cars have been taken out already, which is so unfortunate for the early part of this race. So I did say, I think I kind of jinxed them really. I did say that it was going to be, it was a clean start, but then Hunter King just smacked that outside wall and it all just went downhill from there. So we're under caution already, lap 3 of 200. Just a quick recap if you're just joining us. Hunter King hitting that outside wall and taking a lot of cars with him. So definitely Mr. McDavid with the kind words here tonight. Yeah, Tex, sorry about the your bad luck tonight with the internet connection. Hopefully you'll be able to make it back next week when we go to Kansas, I believe it is. So hope to see you back there, Tex. In the meantime, just get yourself rested up, and we will see you next week. Meanwhile, let's go back to the race at hand. Tyler Vickery was one of the main beneficiaries out of that start. He made his way up from the back of the field. He is already up to P10, so great start there by the number 24 PH Aware Machine. let's just give you a reminder that today is World pH Day, so definitely Tyler repping the pH aware colours in support of that. As it looks like they're 2x2, and they are. The lights are off on the pace car, so we are going to get them going again here at Dover. Spencer Pre is your current leader with Michael Cozy second, Aidan Patterson third, and Mark Arthur fourth. And can we get off to a cleaner start this time round? They do have one fast repair in these cars, so everybody using it already as Spencer Pre gets on the lap pedal early, and we're under green once again. Not everybody awake on that restart, as Spencer Pre is already checking out ahead of Michael Cozy Jr. in second. Mark Arthur there in third, getting past Patterson, and Patterson has got Ryan Hughes to his outside now, and there is Carl Gilbert as well. Carl Gilbert going to try and take the inside line on Ryan Hughes, and we've seen the past couple of nights that outside line does give you a bit of advantage, but Hughes has got that damage on that number 38 machine, and Corey Henry right there in that Bojangles machine there, as Carl Gilbert gets up into the top 5. So great move there by the number 227. So a bit further back there, that is Jeremy Leto. He's right ahead of Nelson Hill. There's a huge battle here for 10th place, as that is 6 cars in the running for that position. That's Nelson Hill in 11th. Hunter King, who was the cause of the first caution, he is there in 12th. Dustin Adams is 13th. Doug Chappelle 14th. Michael Robertson in 15th. And a small gap back to Marshall Newton. He is there in the 76th, just being overtaken by Doug Thompson, who's 3 laps down. And oh, Hunter King's in it again. What has happened to him this race? Go back again and see what happened. Trying to defend from Dustin Adams. Goes on the inside of Jeremy Leto and smacks the outside wall. And he's made that mistake once too many now. Let's go back 10 seconds and see what happened. Yeah, he snapped right. I'm not sure if there was contact between him and Dustin Adams. Let's go back to Dustin Adams and find out. As there is Dustin Adams. Let's go in the contact. Go to the ice guy. Go back about 20 seconds. No, there was no contact between Adams and King. So King wrecking that car all by himself. And at that point, he has no choice but to put it behind the wall. So Dustin Adams, I don't know what caused that to happen to Hunter King. He just snapped right. Very strange incident there. Leto had nowhere to go. Looks like Chappelle had nowhere to go either, and ran into the back of Leto. So very strange incident there for Hunter King, but 2 wrecks in the space of 10 laps. That is just unfortunate there for the 95, and he is already out of this event. We only have 18 cars left on the lead lap. Let's go to Aidan Patterson there, as I believe they've just took it down. He's just took it down pit side, and he has. Cozy Jr. has been down pit road as well. The top 3 staying out. Spencer Preet there in first place, Arthur second place, and Carl Gilbert is in third place. So the guy on the cleanest tyres is actually Michael Cozy Jr. As I already mentioned, on his return to the series, sitting there in 4th place and with the freshest tyres. Aidan Patterson is there in 5th place. Corey Henry, another rookie there in the Bojangles machine, is in 5th place. So people using different strategies already in the early running of this race. And remember, we are just gone on to 11 laps in. 2 cautions already, both caused by the same driver, Mr. Hunter King. hitting the outside wall on caution number 1, and then just his car's just snapping right on caution number 2. So very much a poor start to the race. Not for everybody, but just for one driver, Hunter King, getting off to a horrible start here tonight. As they are going down the backstretch there, the monster backstretch at Dover. So let's go give a recap of your top 5 again. Spencer Preet is at the front, Mark Arthur second. So the 2 usual suspects in the top 2. Then we've got Carl Gilbert in 3rd. Then we've got Michael Cozy Jr. in 4th. Aidan Patterson, the rookie, is in 5th. So definitely some strategy being played out there, but it's got some people have had no choice, but because of the incidents that have happened. We've got 17 cars on the lead lap. Mark McSweeney has just been on pit road in that number 17 Hooters machine. James Bunce looks like he's bringing it down pit road again, and he is, albeit 2 laps down. Look at the marbles down on the track already. Got a lot of debris on that outside line, so you don't want to go over those when you're at speed. As the lights are off on the pace car again. Taking a look there at Spencer Preet. Let's go to the ice guy camera there and look at Spencer there as they make their way out of turns 1 and 2. And we're going to keep on this camera here for this restart because I've not seen this yet. See how the leader controls the field when the pace car peels off and gets them going again. See what sort of a strategy he takes on this restart. I'm sorry if the overlay is blocking that. I can take the live 3 down. Maybe it might give you a better view there. There we go. There you can see him better now as we're waiting for the pace car to peel off. There goes the pace car. Spencer Preet gets a bit of a blink, but does he holds him down this time. Holds him down. And away he goes, gets off to a very clean start despite the connection issues. And we are underway here again at Dover, as that is someone dropping to the back there. Couldn't see who that was. Might have been Mike Tipton, no. Elliott Smith. No, Elliott Smith is there. As that was someone hitting the wall. That was Marcus McFadden by the looks of things. No, it's not Marcus McFadden. So back to the race at hand as Spencer Preet has checked out already. He's already half a second up the road. Mark Arthur's got some trouble though, as he's got Michael Cozy Jr. right on his tail, and Cozy's got to look on the inside there, or is he? No, ducks right back in behind Arthur as he doesn't really have the run quite yet. Gonna try look on the outside, but doesn't make it stick this time either, as Gilbert is going to come back at Cozy, try and make a move there. That is your battle there for second place, as we see Patterson on the back of that little train there. Now take that back. Here comes Corey Henry in the 126. He is there too in the Bojangles Chevy. As that was close for Gilbert. No, it wasn't Gilbert. That was Patterson, almost hitting the outside wall there. He is actually a teammate to Kyle Gilbert, so 2 teammates there in 4th and 5th. Definitely going to try and work together, as there goes Cozy to the inside of Mark Arthur. Not going to give it to him that easily, as almost banging doors coming out of turns 3 and 4, and Cozy has to back off at that point and into 1 and 2. Going to regroup there for another attack, but definitely a very close moment between the 2 drivers of the 12 and the 77. As it looks like Cozy's going to try the outside line this time. Not going to make it work there, Cozy. Not enough momentum. As here comes Gilbert on the taking a look on the inside of Cozy. Not going to make it work this time, as Cozy's backed right off the back of the 12, as we've got another caution. That is Robinson and McSweeney by the looks of things. Whoa, something happened to Frazier. Let's go back and see what happened to him. And no, Leto jumping up the track and taking out the 18 there. Let's go back and see that. Jeremy Leto there in that 36 machine. Gonna try and make a move on the 18. Almost gets down to the 8 and washes up the track, and yeah, that was the collision that spun them both around. No, they didn't hit the wall or anything there, as James Bunce getting involved in that. Not really, not seeing what happened there. I don't think he noticed they were there until the last second. Oh, yeah, he was still at speed when he went through turns 3 and 4. Did not notice they were there and just couldn't get it slowed down enough. And that is more damage there for the 22 Miller machine. Let's go back to Spencer Preet as he's finally made his pit stop. Where is he? There he is. They're all on pit road now as we're going to go to the pit lane cam. Spencer Preet's going to win the race off pit road. And who's going to win the race off pit road here between Cozy and Arthur? Cozy won it. Gilbert off 4th. It looks like Patterson off 5th. So that was your top 5 there out of pit road. There is Tyler Vickery, just the last person out of pit road there. As we can see someone getting a fast repairer there in the background. As there is Spencer Preet behind Carlton Hendry, who is our current leader but has 11 laps on those tyres, just wanted to stay out and get the bonus point, which is very much entitled to do so. So definitely kudos for that number 21, getting the bonus point for leading the lap, slowing it down as he's going to bring it down to pit road right now. So that's going to hand the lead back over to Spencer Preet here in the number 27 machine. Preet very dominant in the early stages of this race, led from lap 1 so far as we are under caution number 3. Let's take the pit box down, as I forgot to take it down. Yay! So a lot of wave arounds going to be happening there. That looks like James Bunce at the head of that field. There's going to be Michael Robinson there, as well as Doug Thompson, who's 2 laps down. There is Michael Tipton there in the 55 machine. Elliot Smith is already on the lead lap. He's coming back round to join the field. I think he just got a lucky dog. As still waiting for the lights to go off on the pace car. We've got a lot of cars still several laps down. Mike Tipton is the first car one lap down. Is the only car 1 lap down. Doug Thompson is 2 laps down. Michael Robinson 3 laps down. Mark McSweeney 4 laps down, as they're going to go past the pace car now, as Spencer Preet's going to line up behind the pace car now. Where was it? Andrew Fraser 4 laps down. James Bunce also 4 laps down. 2 retirements and 1 non-starter here tonight. 2 retirements being Hunter King and Marcus McFadden. Hunter King bringing out the first 2 cautions after hitting the wall on the first one to start the, well, to cause the big one that happened on lap 1, and then on the second caution got it loose coming out of turn 2, I believe it was, and just snapping right and just destroying his car, and that ended his race tonight. But we are going to get him underway again. Caution number 3 is about to come to an end. Spencer Preet is at the front of your field there in that 27 machine. Gonna wait for the pace car to peel off, and there he goes. And away we go again. Spencer Preet brings it back to the green. Mark Arthur getting off to a brilliant start there in 3rd place. He's going to take 2nd place away from Michael Cozy Jr. as Kyle Gilbert is there right behind him, and Patterson getting off to a difficult start this time. He's got Corey Henry right on his rear fender as they're coming into turns 3 and 4 already. Spencer Preet, I can't help but think that he's got a lot of speed in that car again, and he does. Really pulling away from Mark Arthur already. Let's go back through the field. Let's go back to Tyler Vickery, who's actually in a battle with Cody Walling there in the 00. So Cody Walling still staying in it, despite being caught in the big one on lap 1, which was caused by Hunter King. He's still there in P13. Russ Charneski, usually one of the front runners in the early runnings of this race, but mired back in the midfield as he's just moved up into the top 10, so expect him to make his way forward now as we're seeing a gaggle of cars at the front there headed by Mark Arthur. Mark Arthur leading that pack of cars in second place, and this is a 4-car battle. Make it 5 if Corey Henry can get back behind them, but it doesn't look that way. As look at Cozy Jr. really putting the pressure on the 12 now as they come up towards turn 3. Slingshotting it out of turn 3, turn 4. Gonna try the inside line on the 12, and they're alongside each other going through turns 1 and 2. Can Mark Arthur keep it wound up on the outside as they come out of turn 2? And he does, manages to hold on to second place, but only just. As look at Gilbert, he's right there behind them too. So this is a 3-car battle now for second place. As Gilbert gets loose coming out of turn 4. Almost losing it, but great save there by the 227. So that's caused him to back off slightly, but I'm sure he will be back in contention very quickly as Cozy is still all over the rear fender of that number 12 machine. So back to Ryan Hughes, another one of the guys involved in the early caution. He has got Dustin Adams right on his inside now. Dustin Adams going to try and take away 7th place, and he does. Makes it look that easy as he is now up into P7, and that was Corey Henry almost scraping the wall there coming out of turns 3 and 4. No, going into turns 3 and 4. And we've got battles all over the place here as Nelson Hill there got his mirrors full of Marshall Newton and Cody Walling. Cody Walling just got around the outside of Newton, now sets his sights on Nelson Hill for that 10th spot. So some good racing now. We are underway. And there goes Walling to the inside of Hill, and he's not going to make a stick. Hill going to try and hang it on the outside, but Cody Walling just too strong at this point and takes away P10 from the number 97. Another battle we can go back to is the battle between Tyler Vickery and Doug Chappelle. Actually, take it back. Doug Chappelle is a few car lengths back now, and he has got not Leto right behind him, but someone right behind him. As Carlton Hendry's a lap down. I'm not sure what happened to him. He was one of the guys that stayed out. Let's go back to our leader Spencer Preet. He's just put a lap on James Bunce. As let's go back to the battle for second place as Gilbert has caught onto the back of these three now. Cozy still can't find a way past the number 12 as they're going through turns 1 and 2. Exit in turn 2 now. Let's see if James Bunce can be a factor in this battle as Bunce stays on the outside, gets out of the way as 2, 3 and 4 all put another lap on the number 22 machine. Going down the start finish straight. Cozy going to try and take a small look on the inside, not going to try and make a move this time round as he's lying nice and tightly right behind that number 12 as Preet's in the wall. Preet hit the wall going out of turn 2. So Preet driving on the ragged edge, trying to get away from this battle as Cozy and Arthur are side by side coming out of turn 4. This is the closest battle we've seen between these two now. Arthur going to try and hold it on the outside, still side by side going through turn 2. Who's going to get the initiative coming out of that corner? Still side by side as they go down the backstretch into turn 3, and Arthur shuts the door in Cozy's face. And look at Gilbert right behind Cozy as well. So if any of these three make a mistake, if any of these two guys in front of Gilbert make a mistake, Gilbert is going to be on there immediately to take that position away. Meanwhile, let's go back behind them as Corey Henry has just taken away the top 5 spot from Aidan Patterson. So Corey Henry making moves through the field now and has actually pulled away to almost half a second ahead of the 16 there, who's just got around James Bunton. Has got Ryan Huser right behind him as well now. So Ryan Huser trying to come for the field as well now. Tries to go on the inside line. Patterson shuts the door on him. As they get into the back of each other there, Hughes is going to try the inside line, going to force Patterson up the trackers. We've got Tyler Vickery in trouble. Vickery brings out the caution. What happened to the 24? It's got Chappelle on his... Oh, Chappelle washed up and hit him. That's what happened. Doug Thompson got into the back of him. And... oh, wow. Chappelle got turned as well in the process. So... unfortunate incident again. Let's go back and watch that from the iSky camera. And we're watching the battle between Vickery and Chappelle. Vickery drifts up wide. Doug Chappelle dive bombs it in, drifts up the track, and yeah, Vickery was a victim of circumstance in that, as Doug Chappelle, trying to avoid it, actually stuck like a magnet to the 24 and gets turned around. And that is going to be caution number 4 here at Dover International Speedway. And that is not what Spencer Preet wanted to see, as they bring it down pit road again. See who's going to get out this time. I can't help but think that it's going to be Preet coming out of pit road first. As here comes Corey Henry, but yeah, Preet gets out first. Second is going to be Cozy. Third is Gilbert. Fourth, Mark Arthur. Fifth is going to be Henry. Sixth is going to be Patterson. Seventh is going to be Huser. Eighth is going to be Walling. And there is Elliott Smith as well. He's getting out in that number 91 machine as well. So everybody taking it down pit side, as it looks like Tyler Vickery has put his car behind the wall. So unfortunate there again for that 24 machine. Just can't get it hooked up in this series at all whatsoever. So while these guys are under caution, just going to take a quick break. I will be back in 2 minutes' time. And we are back here live at Dover International Speedway. Lights are off on the pace car, making their way towards turn 3 now. And we are looking at our long-time leader, Spencer Preet. Look at Cozy Jr. He is now found his way up to second place on the pit stop. So watch for him to make his move here at the restart, as Gilbert moved up to third as well. Mark Arthur having a bad pit stop, dropping to fourth. As the pace car is now off and Preet getting them going again. Caution number 4 is over and we're getting them restarted again here on lap 42 or 200. Gilbert getting off to a decent start, but Mark Arthur, not Gilbert, Cozy getting off to a decent start as Arthur gets past Gilbert and now is going to try and set his sights on Cozy, but Cozy way too strong on this restart and he's got a smaller gap to the 27 of Spencer Preet as well, so this might be game on between the 27 and the 77. Let's go back to Aidan Patterson there in that number 16 machine. He has dropped to 7th place now after that caution, and he is got his mirrors full of the 91 of Elliott Smith. Elliott Smith had a terrible race last week, hoping for a better form this week, as he was caught in that caution in the first running of this race. So definitely good to see him back up there with Cody Walling, who is also in the top 10. Let's go back to the battle for the lead, as now Cozy is right on the back of Spencer Preet now. So Spencer Preet not having it all his way on this restart, as we are just coming to 15 laps to go before the end of stage 1. Going to cross the line and it will be 15 laps to go as they come out of turn 4. Look at third place there, Mark Arthur not having it all his way either, as he's got his mirrors full of the 227 of Kyle Vincent Gilbert. And Kyle having such a good run tonight. He is there in the top 5. He has been since the drop of the green flag, so good to see him up there. Corey Henry, rookie in the field. He is holding on to the top 5 right now, but not far behind him is a charging Ryan Huser. He wants to get up into that top 5 and get some redemption from that horrible couple of wrecks he had at Talladega. Ryan Huser actually has got Patterson on his tail. Huser slightly scraping the wall there, and that's going to let Patterson in as they go towards turns 1 and 2. As Patterson's got the inside line on Huser as they go towards turns 3 and 4. Not going to make it stick this time, as Huser gets it wound up on the outside. But Patterson is right there. Did drop a couple of positions on that restart to Huser. And I believe he lost the position to Corey Henry as well on that last green flag run. So starting to go backwards a bit, the number 16. But looks like he's stopped it now and he's going to try and work his way forward. But Huser constantly shutting the door in the face of that number 16. So to Mark Arthur now, still battling away with Patterson's teammate Kyle Gilbert. We've got a few nice battles here now, as we are just 11 laps left before the end of stage 1. Meanwhile, let's go to another battle. Let's go back to Ryan Huser, who's still under pressure from Aidan Patterson. Patterson wants to make his way back up through the field, but not having it his way right now, as Huser is defending with all his might to try and stay in that 6th position. But Patterson really all over the back of him, as he's going to try and force the inside line, and he does. Gets alongside Huser. Almost contact as they come out of turn 4. Huser loses the back end almost. Manages to keep hold of it and manages to hold on to 6th place again. So Hughes are really holding on for dear life here as Patterson really wants to find a way back. Patterson getting a bit squirrely coming out of turn 4, and now that's going to let Elliott Smith in on the number 16. The 91 smells blood in the water, and he thinks he can take away 7th place from the 16 of Aidan Patterson after Patterson's little squirrely moment coming out of turn 4. Doesn't really make anything of it, does Elliott Smith, as he drops back slightly again. Don't count out Cody Walling, he's right there as well in that 00 machine. Russ Charneski's all on his own there in the last spot in the top 10. Let's go back to our leader Spencer Preet there. He is all on his own now. He's pulled away from Michael Cozy Jr. as we are 5 laps to go before the end of stage 1. And unless the wheels fall off it, or if he has a connection problem of any sort, don't want to jinx it there, Spencer, but he is going to be taking stage 1 at this point. Kyle Gilbert doing all he can to get that 3rd spot away from Mark Arthur, and he's all over the back of him now. Gets a bit squirrely going into turn 1. Not going to make it work this time, Kyle. As they come out of turn 2, he's got a slight wing on the inside of Mark Arthur. Going to try and dive bomb it to the inside. He's alongside the 12 now. Side by side as they come out of turn 4. Mark Arthur's going to do exactly what he did with Cozy, but no! Arthur makes a mistake coming out of turn 4. That's let Gilbert in. Gilbert takes away 3rd place, or does he? Here comes Arthur again on that outside, still keeping it wound up as they come out of turn 2. Side by side still for 3rd place as Gilbert has to give it up as he got squirrely coming out of turn 2 towards turn 3. So very, very hard racing between these two as the caution's out. That is Leto, who is around, and where is he? There he is. Jeremy Leto's around. So what happened to him? Washed up into the outside wall, turned it around, and wow, a head-on hit with the inside wall coming out of turn 4. That has been Calamity Corner all week this week at Dover. So unfortunate there for the 36, who unfortunately has now put his car behind the wall. So another retirement here at Dover. So that is going to do it for stage 1. As they're now caught up behind the pace car. So stage 1 is now officially over. Let's go to our stage results there. Spencer Preet coming home 1st place in stage 1. 2nd place will be Michael Cozy Jr. Mark Arthur just holding on to 3rd place there from Kyle Gilbert, who comes back, who finishes in 4th. 5th is Corey Henry. 6th is Ryan Huser. 7th is Aidan Patterson. 8th is Cody Walling. 9th Elliott Smith, and rounding out the top 10 in stage 1, getting that last point, is Nelson Hill. So under caution again, caution number 5, brought out by Leto. We were just about to get the green and white checkered out, but Leto forcing the caution by himself. So 5 cautions here at Dover. Spencer Preet staying out by the looks of things, as it looks like Cozy Jr. and everybody else took it down pit side. No, they didn't. They actually fell back behind 2 lap cars. Question is, will they take it down pit side this time round? As they do, let's bring up the pit cam again, as we see Dustin Adams coming out of pit road. Let's bring up the pit box there, as we are going to go and see another load of pit stops happening here at Dover. There they all come into the boxes. Oh, Mark Arthur overshoots his pit box again. That's going to lose him a couple of positions, I'm afraid. Let's see who gets out of pit road first. And it's going to be Spencer Preet coming out first. Michael Cozy Jr. second, sorry. Gilbert third. It looks like... Did Arthur get third, or was that Corey Henry? We're going to have to find out and take a look and see. And it looks to me like... There's Doug Chappelle. He is on the lead lap, but he's taking it down pit side now. There is our leader, Spencer Preet, and it looks like, yep, Corey Henry did make it out of pit lane ahead of Mark Arthur. Something happened to Mark Arthur there when he came out of pit road. Did he have an EOL? We do not know. As it looks like we're about to go 1 to green now. I actually don't know what happened. Anyway, let's go back to our leader, which is going to be Russ Charneski at this point in the race. Lights are off on the pace car. Dustin Adams sits in second place. Spencer Preet in third. But let's not... Oh, well, actually, Charneski and Dustin Adams, they're on fresh tyres just as much as Preet and Cozy Jr. So this could be an interesting start here. And it could be a very good one for Charneski if he gets it nailed down correctly. There is Mark Arthur in the background, falling to the back of the field. I'm guessing he must have had an EOL of some sorts. As I'm not live, and away we go again. Yeah, Charneski gets him going again, and Spencer Preet almost going to get on the inside of Dustin Adams, as Cozy Jr. is going to get on the inside of Adams as well, as here comes Corey Henry as well. Dustin Adams falling back from the field now, as he's going to have Gilbert to the inside of him as well. So not the best of restarts there for the 64, as he's lost 5 positions on that restart. And here comes Hughes now, going to try the inside line, not going to get it, as finally Adams gets it wound up on the restart. Preet has finally taken away the lead from Charneski, but Charneski going to try and get that outside line to work. He's got a bit of damage on that 19, but is he going to get it? No, he loses first place to Preet as he scrapes the wall coming out of turn 4, loses second place to Cozy Jr. and he is starting to fall back from the field as well. Meanwhile, Kyle Gilbert has moved up to 4th place, just getting around Corey Henry. So the usual suspects moving their way to the front again, as Cozy Jr. is right on the back of Preet this time round. Really wants to get that position away from the 27 this time. Not going to let him get away this time round. And you know what? Because I'm a nice person, let's go to Carl Gilbert or Corey Henry or somebody. Let's go crank it up for a bit. What do you say? And we're just seeing a red there. Dustin Adams again under crank it up. I don't know what it is about these crank it ups that we're doing, but Dustin Adams Getting sideways there. Oh, that brings out the caution. Let's see that again. Gets really sideways. Gets turned by Patterson. Patterson in it as well. And Patterson's going to be the one that's got the red card there as he gets it going again. But serious damage on that number 16. So back again and watch from Patterson's point of view as we go to his cockpit there. Adams getting it on the apron. Patterson nowhere to go and accidentally turns him, and in the process turns himself into the inside wall coming out of turn number 2. So caution number 6 here at Dover. And they all get themselves down pit road again. So tyres are key here, as we've seen in previous races before. Tyres are vital here at Dover because Dover is a tyre eater. Yeah, I said that. I went there. So, under caution again, Spencer, everyone's down pit road. It looks like Cozy Jr. is going to win the race off pit road, and he does. Pre off second to Gilbert, or was it Corey Henry that came off third? They were neck and neck as they came off pit road. It looks like Gilbert did win the race off pit road. So, very close there between those two coming off pits, but Spencer Preet is going to come off pit road second. But the winner off pit road tonight is actually, this time round, is Michael Cozy Jr. So very, very interesting pit stop there. Very good pit stop there for Cozy. As that is Robinson coming down in pit road. He is the third of the teammates between Gilbert, Patterson and himself. So very interesting race so far. Now let's talk to one of our drivers. Are we going to go to green again this time round? That is the question. They're going to come round turns 3 and 4, are they? Well, we'll get them on the next caution. We'll speak to whoever's there. We'll speak to him because really want to speak to someone. And they are coming out of turn 2, so. Definitely a very, very contentious race here tonight between the top runners. Well, the mid-pack actually. The top runners have been racing very, very clean between themselves. But it's just the people in the mid-pack getting a bit impatient, not really getting to where they need to get, and making little mistakes that are bringing out the cautions here tonight. Mark Arthur, meanwhile, after the pit stop, has moved back up to 8th place. So watch for him to come through the field, as it looks like we might be going 1 to green this time round. Let's look at the pace car. And the lights are off on the pace car, so a lot of wave rounds happening now. As Fraser gets a wave around, Thompson gets a wave around, Mark McSweeney gets a wave around, Michael Robinson not getting a wave around. He's there at the back of the field. So a different person bringing him to green this time. That is Mr. Michael Cozy Jr. He is on that inside line in the number 77. He's got Spencer Preet to his outside. Gilbert is in 3rd. Corey Henry is in 4th. 5th is Charneski. 6th is Elliott Smith. So great comeback for the 91. He is up into the top 10. So good to see him up there. As they're coming, making their way through turns 3 and 4. Pace car is off. We're going to see if Cozy holds him down or if he gets him going early. Holding him down slightly. It's coming out turn 4 and away we go again. under green flag conditions again as we're going to start lap 74 of 200. And it looks like Corey Hendry going to try the outside line on Gilbert as Charneski's challenging with Elliott Smith side by side as they go through turns 3 and 4. Elliott Smith is going to try and take the position on the outside, and he does by the looks of things, does he? Can't really tell. And he does, yeah, he gets it. And look who's right behind him. Mark Arthur's already moved up to 7th. He's going to challenge for 6th position from Charneski. Scrapes the wall slightly as they go into turns 3 and 4. As look at Spencer Preet is all over the back of Michael Cozy Jr. going into turns 1 and 2. So Spencer Preet using the speed in that number 27 to stick to the back of the 77 of Cozy Jr. But Cozy Jr., as we all know, is not going to give in to him that easily. We complete another lap. We are now on lap 77 of 200. Here at Dover International Speedway. Let's go back to Corey Henry, who is there. He's got 0.2 of a second over Elliott Smith, who's running out the top 5. Elliott Smith, though, has got to watch his rear view mirrors, as he's got Mark Arthur right behind him. And Mark Arthur is going to be on a charge as he makes his way through the field. Already up to P6. It looks like everybody's starting to get spread out now. I mean, we do have 26 cars, 21 cars still running of the 25 that started, so not bad going at this point in the race, despite the amount of cautions we have. A lot of people deciding to stay in it. The last car running is James Bunce. He is 6 laps down. Let's go back to Aidan Patterson, who's got his wing mirrors full of Mr. Nelson Hill. Aidan Patterson. Actually still got some speed in that number 16, despite the wreck he had involving himself and Dustin Adams. Dustin Adams is 2 spots behind the 16, so wait for fireworks to happen between them if they get together again, as it looks like Patterson's actually catching Russ Charneski for that 8th spot. As we go back to Mark Arthur and Elliott Smith, they're battling out for the top 5 spot. Mark Arthur going to make his move right now to the inside of the 91. Elliott Smith going to keep it wound up on the outside as they make their way out of turn 2. Side by side still as they go towards turn 3. Mark Arthur's going to shut the door in Arthur's face, or is he? Still keeps to that slightly high line. Coming out of turn 4. And he does shut the door in his face, so managing to hold on to that top 5 spot. Great battle in here between the 91 and the 12, as Mark Arthur's going to round it up for another attack coming out of turn 2. Doesn't make it happen this time. Arthur makes a slight mistake coming out of turn 2, so has to back off slightly, regroup, and he's going to try another attack very, very soon. Let's go back to our battle for the lead as Cozy Jr. is still trying to hold off Spencer Preet. Spencer Preet all over the rear fender of that 77 as Preet's going to nick the inside line as they go across the line for lap 84. Preet on the inside, Cozy on the outside. Who's going to win this little battle for the lead now? As Cozy's keeping it wound up on the outside, they bang doors coming out of turn 2. Preet's going to back off out of that, otherwise that was going to end in disaster between the 27 and the 77. So again, another car having to regroup for another attack, which probably will be coming again in the next lap or 2, or maybe in the next corner or 2, as Cozy's still defending from the 27. And they are coming up on lap traffic. That is the number 21 of Carlton Hendry ahead of them. Carlton Hendry's going to hopefully back off and let them through and let them keep battling this. And that is the case. He lets them by as they are still going to have a nice little battle here for the lead. Let's go back to Elliott Smith and Mark Arthur. That battle is still going on for 5th place between the 91 and the 12. Arthur wants by. Elliott Smith is not giving it to him as they make their way into turns 3 and 4. Arthur gonna take the inside line this time round. Elliott's still gonna keep it wound up on the outside, giving each other plenty of room as they go into turn 1. Elliott's gonna win it again, still sticking to that middle line. That's going to invite Arthur back in again, and he does. He gets alongside him again, coming out of turn 2. Side by side again, coming towards turn 3. Is Arthur going to win it this time round? He's got a lot of momentum this time round as they make their way through the corners to complete another lap. Still giving each other plenty of respect. Arthur's going to get the position this time round, and he does. Arthur back into the top 5 after a scintillating battle with the 91. So back to Russ Charneski. He is under pressure from Ryan Huser for that last spot in the top 10. Since the restart, Charneski did start at the front of the field and has fallen back. Well, not the last caution, the caution before that, he was in the lead. And since he has since fallen back through the field, and he's now in the last spot in the top 10, and he is fighting for his life to stay ahead of Ryan Huser in that 38 Verizon machine. Everybody getting very spread out at this point now, so we could be in for a nice green flag run. As here comes Huser on the inside of Charneski. Charneski's got to try and defend, but gets a bit squirrely going through turn 1, and on the exit at turn 2, Ryan Huser just makes it look that easy on the 19, as the 19 having an issue there going into, well, in the corners between 1 and 2. So definite issues there as the 19 gets squirrely again coming out of turn 4. Let's go back to our lead battle as Cozy's still defending from Preet. They're going around James Bunce to put another lap on him, as it looks like Doug Chappelle's taking his car behind the wall. So we now have 20 drivers left in the field. This is our closest battle right now between Cozy and Preet. This is for the lead as well, so this is a fantastic battle between the 77 and the 27. Cozy still hanging on as they make their way into turns 3 and 4. It's a complete lap 92 and move on to lap 93. Spencer Preet taking a small look on that inside line. Not going to make it work as the gap was too small. Coming out of turn 2, they're still nose to tail. Coming towards turn 3, Spencer Preet thinking of making a move but doesn't. And look who's right behind Spencer Preet. He's actually caught onto the back of them. That is Carl Gilbert. As there goes Spencer Preet to the inside of Cozy now. Attack number 3, I think this is, between the 27 and the 77. The side by side coming out of turn 2. Can Spencer Preet finally get the lead away from Cozy Jr. as they made their way towards turn 3 and 4? Still side by side. They were very close coming out of turn 4 when they were side by side last time. Bunce doing the responsible thing and getting that. And it wasn't Bunce. Who was that? I don't know, but they're still side by side going through turns 1 and 2. Kyle Gilbert is still right there behind them as they're battling, is actually inviting the number 227 into this battle as Cozy's still getting wound up on the outside. Spencer Preet's got a nose out in front as they go through turns 3 and 4 to complete lap 95 at 200, giving each other plenty of space this time. Give that lap to Cozy as he still somehow manages to hold on to the lead as they go on to lap 96. And look at Kyle Gilbert, he is there, so make this a 3-car battle for the lead now, as Kyle Gilbert has managed to take advantage of the battle in between the 77 and the 27, has actually got onto the back of Spencer Preet, and it's going to make this a lot more interesting as we are pretty much halfway through stage 2 now. Actually 2/3 of the way almost. Spencer Preet getting very close to Cozy there as they exit turn number 4. Gonna try another attack there on Cozy. Preet got a nose out in front as they come out of turn 2. Preet's gonna take it this time round. A ton more momentum coming out of turn 2 And a new leader, Spencer Preet. He's already led 68 of these 98 laps, so I wouldn't say he's a new leader at this point, but look at Gilbert. He's right on the back of Cozy Jr. as well, so watch for something to happen there. As Cozy Jr., it looks like his tyres are starting to wear off a bit, as the back did step out slightly, going through turns 1 and 2. And Gilbert's going to try and see if he can find his way up to second place now as they come out of turn 2. Very close battle in between these guys as Gilbert takes a small look to the inside but doesn't make it happen, as the gap was slightly too small there for the 227 to actually try and take. Just putting another lap on another car there. That is the 55. We're still watching this battle for second place. I'm sorry if we're still stuck to the front of the pack, but this is the closest battle right now. I take that back. Russ Charneski is challenging. Actually, it's a 3-car battle between Charneski, Huser and Patterson. Patterson being caught by Huser and Charneski. So this is a battle for P9 now between the 38, the 16 and the 19. We're currently focused on Patterson, who has just lost 9th place to Huser. There is Huser there in the 38. Patterson now under pressure from Charneski. Charneski wants that night. Well, that was a battle for 8th place. I do apologise. As Charneski gets loose coming out of turn 4. Almost losing it. Manages to gather it back up, but he's lost a ton of time to that 16. Hopefully he can get it wound back up again and get onto the back of Patterson, but definitely a scary moment there for the 19 as Patterson gets a wheel on the apron. That's going to get Charneski back in. Charneski's on the inside of the 16 as Charneski gets squirrely again coming out of turn 4. They're side by side going towards turn 1. Charneski's going to take away P9 from Aiden Patterson, who made one horrible mistake through turns 3 and 4. Turns 1 and 2, I believe. Sorry. But that's dropped Patterson down to P10 now. Aiden Patterson should be able to relax a bit now. He's been passed for 9th place. Nelson Hill still 2 seconds behind him. But look who's right behind Nelson Hill. That's Dustin Adams challenging there for the 11th spot. Can Nelson Hill hold off the number 64? The number 64 does have significantly more damage than Hill does. Look at the left side of that car. The number almost scraped off of that Reese's machine. We've got a nice long green flag run now as we are 15 laps to go. Coming up to 15 laps to go now. Before the end of stage 2, Spencer Preet has the lead. Cozy Jr. is in second. Carl Vincent is there in third. Cozy Jr. going to look on the inside of the 27. He wants that lead back. Not going to make it stick as Preet keeps him wound up on the outside. He's going to try and dive bomb it in there again. Gets a wing to his rear fender, but not going to make it work. Look at Gilbert. He's going to try and take advantage of that as the caution's out. The caution is out. That is Mark McSweeney in trouble there in that 17 Hooters machine. Let's go back and see what happened. Bang! Into the wall on the outside there. And that is not going to do him any favours. Oh, that is a scary moment there. Oh, what a hit. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is our first. Thank God this is a simulator moment, as we're going to go back 20 seconds again. Go to the cockpit of... trying to hold on to it, and bang! Luckily didn't collect any more drivers with him, and there goes the leaders around him, as that was a huge hit for the 17. So it's going to take a lot of time to clean that mess up, as looks like McSweeney's taking this car behind the wall, and we do unfortunately only have 18 cars left running in this event. As they are down pit road now. Everybody bringing it down pit road. So can Cozy win the race off pit road again? Here comes Henry, and no, Preet's going to win the race off pit road, but Corey Henry is going to come off pit road in third. Gilbert fourth. Mark Henry Mark Arthur 5th. Charneski 6th. That's all. Patterson almost gets into the walling there. Wow. Interesting pit stop there. As we are looking at Spencer Preet there. Got some lap cars in front of him. That is the 18 of Andrew Fraser taking it down pit road now. We are under caution number 7 of 7. Gonna get a quick interview in with Mr. Spencer Preet as we are under caution. And I'm with him now. Spencer Preet, Sam up in the booth. Have you got me, sir?
I got you.
Spencer, coming off second on that last pit stop before the one you just had. Had a fantastic race there with Cozy. I bet that was an exciting encounter.
Yeah, there was a couple of real close calls. I was just trying my hardest to keep off of them. I think I rubbed them once, and it's just so hard. Once these tires wear, it's so hard to find a way around someone.
Yeah, I mean, while you and Cozy were battling, it did let Gilbert in as well, and Gilbert was sneaking up behind you. Were you worried at that point that it was going to turn into a 3-car battle for the lead?
Yeah, I think at that point, that was when Cozy kind of just let me have it, because we had been fighting so hard. If another car would have been thrown into the equation, it might have got ugly for all three of us. So he let me have it 1 and 2 eventually, and then I mean all our tires were shot at that point. We were all just hanging on.
Well, okay, Spencer, you're back in the lead now after a great pit stop. The lights are just gone off on the pace car, so I'm going to let you get back to this race. But yeah, good luck for the rest of the race, and we hope to be speaking to you again at the end of this one.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you. As that was Spencer Preet, our long-time race leader. He's led 80 laps of this event so far. As the lights are off on the pace car, we are going to have, looks like a 10-lap shootout for the end of stage 2. So this is where it all comes down to pretty much for the stage. As we're going to see now who can keep it going for this restart. A very shocking 3rd place there for Corey Henry. Great to see him up there. He was pretty much nowhere before that caution came out and jumped Gilbert in the pit road. So great to see him up there in the Bojangles machine as the pace car is about to peel off. There he goes as we're watching Preet. Can he hold him down, or is he going to get him going? And away we go. We're under green again. 10 laps to go before the end of stage 2. And Spencer Preet is your leader going towards turn 1. Defends immediately from Cozy and from Henry, as Henry's going to make a move on Cozy on the inside of the 77. Here comes Gilbert as well, and Arthur's there as well. Gilbert's going to take away 3rd place, as here comes Arthur, like I just mentioned, on the outside of Arthur. And he's going to get more momentum coming out of turn 4 and takes away 4th place. So good restart there by the number 12. A poor restart by the number 126. Trying to challenge for 2nd place in that early run-in, but really did not keep the momentum, as that lost him 2 positions at the end of all that. Cozy is there in 2nd place, but Preet is already streaking away at the front of this field. It was starting lap 113 of 200. We are almost at the end of stage 2. Everybody looks like they've got away clean, so definitely going to keep it going to the end of this now. Cozy there in 2nd, Gilbert in 3rd, Arthur in 4th, Henry in 5th. He's got Charneski chasing him down now. Russ Charneski would love to get into the top 5 before the end of this thing. Oh, he's already in the top 10 after falling backwards earlier. Elliott Smith is there as well. He's still in the top 10. Looking good to finish in the top 10 there. Aidan Patterson has been through a lot tonight. He is currently in 8th place. Ryan Hughes is still there. He's in 9th. And under a huge Huge pressure from Cody Walling as Cody Walling tries to take that inside line from the number 38. Going to be a drag race round the corner as Hughes shuts the door on the 00. Making their way towards turns 3 and 4. And he's backed off slightly, so I'm guessing he's going to try and settle for that 1 point finish. As Patterson gets a bit out of shape coming out of turn 4 and going into turns 1 and 2. Spencer Preet, meanwhile, is still your leader as we're 5 laps to go before the end of the stage. Oh, Gilbert hitting the wall there. That's going to cause some huge damage on that 227. Question is, can he hold on as we got a caution again? Aiden Patterson again. Let's take a look at what happened to Patterson. Loses it coming out of turn 4. Hits the outside wall. Everybody doing a great job to avoid him. But Patterson bringing out caution number 8 for the evening, and that's going to end stage 2. So the second stage in a row we have finished under caution. So definitely unfortunate there. That's going to be the end of the stage right there. So let's go to our stage results. Spencer Preet coming home first, second Michael Cozy, third Kyle Gilbert, fourth Mark Arthur, fifth Corey Henry, sixth Russ Charneski, seventh is Elliot Smith, 8th Ryan Huser, 9th Cody Walling, and getting the 1 point for 10th place is Dustin Adams. So stage 2 is in the books. While everybody's taking it down pit road, I'm going to take a short break, guys, so I will be back with you as soon as I can. And we are back live here from Dover International Speedway. Stage 2 is in the books, as I mentioned before. I took a break as they are 2x2 again. The lights are off on the pace car. We are about to get the final going of this race underway. Spencer Preet is currently a leader with Cozy Jr. in second. Kyle Gilbert is... no, Mark Arthur. Mark Arthur is third? Carl Gilbert is fourth. Fifth is Russ Charneski, and Elliott Smith is sixth. So everything to play for here in the final running of this race. As stage 2 is in the books, we are going to get them underway once again. As the pace cars just peeled off, Spencer Preet's going to get them going again, and we're underway on lap 122 of 200. Mark Arthur going to make a move on Cozy Jr. immediately through turn 1, and it looks like Gilbert's going to go with him. Gilbert's going to try and keep it in there on the inside of Cozy Jr., but Cozy Jr. too much speed on that outside line, holds on to third place, but Mark Arthur up to second on that restart. So good restart there by the number 12. He has got himself back up there after receiving that EOL earlier on in the race, and now his objective is to chase down the 27 before this race is over and done with. Here comes Cozy on the inside there. As Arthur scrapes the wall, that's going to lose him a ton of momentum as Cozy takes away second place. And here comes Gilbert as well. He wants to taste a piece of that action as well. As he comes out of turns 2. I've been wrong before, just go back and look at the other broadcasts. As I was right. So Spencer Preet, your leader, 0.6 of a second up the road. Cozy Jr. is second. Arthur is third. I had to give up second place after hitting the wall a couple of laps ago. Gilbert is fourth. Russ Charneski up to fifth place now after getting a fast repair by the looks of things on that last caution. Ryan Huser is in sixth. Elliott Smith seventh. Cody Walling is in eighth. Still not taking his fast repair yet, so definitely still got a significant amount of damage. That was from the caution on lap 1. There is Nelson Hill in 9th place, and rounding out the top 10 is Dustin Adams, also another driver that's not taken a fast repair, I don't think. Marshall Newton sits 11th. Corey Henry dropped down to 12th, so something happened to him on that last pit stop as he makes a look on the inside there of Marshall Newton, takes away 11th place just easily, very easily, as there is Mike Tipton there in 13th place. Gonna try and put Doug Thompson, well, try and get past Doug Thompson, who is a lap down. Andrew Frazier is your first car a lap down in that Coors Light machine. Let's go back to battle for 5th place there, as that is Russ Charneski being chased down by Ryan Huser and Elliott Smith. As we're getting a nice little green flag run going here. Charneski getting his lines right, going through turns 1 and 2, sorry. Holding our fuser very well, but look at Elliott Smith is right on the rear fender of the 38 now. So this is a nice little 3-car battle for that last spot in the top 5. And it looks to me like Michael Cozy Jr. is closing in on Spencer Preet now, and he is. You can see the gap has closed right there between the 37 and the 77, so the battle is going to recommence very soon as Cozy Jr. takes more time out of him going into turns 1 and 2. Turns 3 and 4. Still getting them wrong. Sorry guys. Oh, Arthur's in the wall again! Arthur having so much difficulties here tonight. Mark Arthur running that Powerpuff Girls scheme again. Says it brings him luck. Doesn't seem to be bringing him much luck tonight as he is mired down in 3rd place. Not really mired as he's got a nice decent gap over Kyle Vincent Gilbert, who's there in 4th. Meanwhile, Cozy Jr. has closed right up to the back of Spencer Preet as they're going to come around. Looks like Carlton Hendry, and Carlton Hendry just lets him go by on the outside. But Michael Cozy Jr. on his return to the series after missing a couple of weeks almost gets into the wall in the exit of turn 4. But still keeping it right behind the 27 as they make their way through turns 1 and 2. Oh, and just caught that! Russ Charneski getting turned there by Elliott Smith by the looks of things. So big wreck there, as looks like a lot of people are in it. Dustin Adams is there. Oh! Was that Marshall Newton that hit him, or was it Tipton? Might have been Tipton. Or was it Frazier that hit him? But either way, Russ Charneski in a bit of trouble there. Bringing out caution number 9 for the night. Let's go back and see what happened. Yeah, Dustin Adams getting hit by Andrew Frazier. Let's go back and see what happened. Let's go back a bit further than that. Making their way into turns 1 and 2. Charneski on the outside. Looks like Huser on the inside. Gets it to the back of Carlton Hendry, and that's what caused it. He wasn't turned. Carlton Hendry was just in the way. Let's go back and see that again. Carlton Hendry in the way. Charneski gets it to the back, and Elliott nowhere to go. Walling nowhere to go. Adams nowhere to go, and then Adams gets absolutely pile driven into by Andrew Frazier. Absolute carnage right there. Dustin Adams is there. Let's go back and see what he saw from his point of view. And nowhere to go. And then look in your wing mirror. Look in your review. And there he goes. Gets hit by Frazier. And gets it going again. As he's now on pit road, his engine is off. So unfortunate there. We've just had pit stops as well. Michael Cozy Jr. looks like he won the race off pit road. Mark Arthur came off second. Gilbert third. Spencer Preet came off pit road fourth. So let's go back and see what happened with Spencer Preet. Go back another 10 seconds there. Oh, he overshot his pit box. That's why he lost positions there in pit road. That means Michael Cozy Jr., as you can probably see, is going to win the race off pit road. Wait for it right there as... Yep, there he goes. Arthur's going to be second off pit road. Gilbert's going to be third off pit road. And Preet is going to drop to fourth place. Shouldn't hinder him too much, as we've seen Preet make his way through the field before. It looks like Michael Cozy Jr. is in the lead. That is Andrew Frazier right in front of him. Yes, it is. And Aidan Patterson is back out on track as well, albeit 14 laps down. James Bunce is in pit road, pit farming that car still. He is 6 laps down. Dustin Adams is the first car a lap down, although he is in pit road repairing damage now, so can't see him moving anytime soon. Doug Thompson is also in pit road too. As he brings it out of pit road now, James Bunce is coming out of pit road after repairing some more of that damage, as there are the leaders coming out of turn 4 right there. So the lights are just about to go off on the pace car by the looks of things. And they are. Frazier and Patterson going to get their wave arounds. Just making sure I am live, because dare say that's happened before. So a lot of cautions here tonight, but that is the nature of Dover. It is a car breaker, as I mentioned last night, so definitely a lot of wrecks here tonight, and that's cut the field down to just 17 cars still running. Carlton Hendry is out of tonight's race, obviously, after getting collected by I will get it eventually. But anyway, pace car is off. They're going to get him going again. Cozy is holding him down, holding him down. Going to wait until he sees the exit of the corner, and there he goes. They're away as the green flag is out again on lap 138 of 200. Spencer Preet immediately moves up into third place as Gilbert got off to a shocking restart there and now has Ryan Huser for company right behind him. As there he is in fourth place. Ryan Huser getting himself up to that top 5 now, as Nelson Hill is also in the top 6. So good to see him up there. Charneski there, after getting into the back of Hendry, is in 7th. So back to the battle for the lead there as Cozy's starting to get away from Arthur. Spencer Preet's going to look on the inside of the 12. They're side by side as they go through turns 3 and 4. As Arthur into the wall again, he just cannot seem to stay away from that outside wall. As Spencer Preet's going to take away second place from the 12 by the looks of things. And yes, he does. Slides up in and shuts the door on Arthur's face. As Arthur tries to cross him over, tries to get the inside line going as Preet shuts the door once again in the face of Mr. Arthur. Gilbert, meanwhile, has caught up to the back of the 12 after getting off to a bad start and has got away from Ryan Huser, who's the last man in the top 5. Russ Charneski is now up to 6th place. And he has taken a fast repair now. Nelson Hill there in 7th. Elliott Smith in 8th. He was caught in that big wreck before. He's taken a fast repair as well by the looks of things. Cody Walling has taken a fast repair as well. Looks like everybody at this point has taken fast repairs on their car. Cozy Jr. has absolutely checked out from Spencer Preet, who's in 2nd place. Mark Arthur, no choice but to back off as he's looking like he's got some pretty significant damage on the right hand side of that car. On his right hand side, not mine. Elliott Smith there in 6th place, almost getting it all wrong coming out of turn 4. As here comes Cody Walling getting around Nelson Hill. Nelson Hill starting to fall back through the field now as he's down to 8th place now. But Elliott Smith under a pressure from Cody Walling. As Cody Walling, I just realised, is another one of those Rebellion drivers. So Rebellion Racing out in 4th today as the lead car in that Rebellion Racing machine. Actually, what has happened to Kyle Gilbert? Kyle Gilbert is out of this race. I do not know. We're going to go back to our leader, Cozy Jr., as something has happened to Kyle Gilbert and he is out of this event. So such a good run come to an end there as Cozy Jr. has got a 0.6 of a second lead over Spencer Preet. Mark Arthur sits there in 3rd. Ryan Hughes up to 4th now after Gilbert dropping out. And Charneski back in the top 5. So good comeback for him. Cody Walling there in 6th. Being chased down by Elliott Smith in 7th. Corey Henry already back up to 8th place, so making a good comeback for him in the 1-2-6. And Nelson Hill already down to 9th place after being passed by Henry. Doug Thompson back on the lead lap as well. He is rounding out your top 10 tonight. Still with a damaged car. But we know Doug Thompson, he likes to keep that damaged car up until the end, so watch for him to use a fast repair later on in the run. And they can use it under green flag pit stops as well if he so wishes. So Cozy in the lead there, got a 6/10 of a second, exactly 6/10 of a second, the gap between him and Preet. Our closest battle right now is between Charneski and Walling, as Walling has chosen the inside line to try and take that position away from Charneski. Charneski just holding on for 5th place there as they make their way into turn 1. So this is turning into a nice little battle for 5th place again. And Elliott Smith was in the previous battle for the top 5, so he is there too in 7th place, and he is just sitting back watching the action unfold as there is Cody Walling making another try and make another move on the inside, but not making it work as Charneski shuts the door on the 00. Meanwhile, let's go back to our leader, Michael Cozy. The gap is now 1.4 seconds between himself and Preet there in 2nd place. Mark Arthur still 3rd. Huser is 4th. He's over a second to the good over Charneski, who's still under pressure from Walling. As Walling going to try the inside line again, coming out of turn number 2, going into turns 3 and 4. Gonna try and dive it in again as they're almost side by side, coming towards the end of the lap. We're under 50 laps to go, so it's on from here as Charneski's in the wall. Charneski is in the wall, and that is probably going to bring out caution number 10, is it? Keep it down off the A, and there it is. There is the caution. Charneski getting it all wrong on the exit of turn 4. Let's go back and see that again. Under pressure from Cody Walling. Charneski trying to keep it wound up on the outside. Drifts up too far wide. And there's the wall. That small tap on the wall was enough to get him unsettled, put him in the wall, and spin the car around. So Russ Charneski, the slightest of mistakes, pretty much ending his chances here tonight as he brings out caution number 10. And that advantage that Cozy Jr. had has really been evaporated now by that caution. So he's not going to be a happy bunny there in the number 77. As they're bringing it down pit road again. Everybody bringing it down again this time. As we are on lap 155 of 200, caution number 10. Everybody bringing it down pit road this time around. Let's see how Preet does when he gets into his box this time. As Arthur overshoots his pit box again, so that's going to cost him a couple of positions. Or is it? Because a couple of cars there are pretty too far back, so not going to be too much of an issue there. As here comes Huser, and who's going to win the race off pit road? That is Cozy. Preet comes off 2nd, Huser 3rd, Arthur 4th, Walling 5th, Elliott Smith is 6th, and Corey Henry 7th. So just winning it off pit road is Michael Cozy Jr. 2nd is Spencer Preet. So like before, the caution came out. They are 1 and 2. Ryan Huser coming off pit road 3rd, but that was only because Mark Arthur made another mistake on pit road. That's dropped him down just 1 position this time, so not too bad this time. There is Cody Walling there in 5th place. Elliott Smith in 6th. 7th is Corey Henry in that Bojangles number 126. 8th is Nelson Hill. Good to see. I bet he was happy to see the caution come out because he was sliding back through the field, almost dropping out of the top 10. Andrew Fraser there has taken a fast repair. He is there in 9th. Marshall Newton is in 10th. Dustin Adams in pit road again. He is in 11th. 12th is Doug Thompson. Still not taking a fast repair yet. Dustin Adams going to try and bring it out of pit road there. Aidan Patterson bringing it out of pit road there. So he is 14 laps down. James Bunce, he's got a wave around this time round. It looks like Mike Tipton got the... No, he didn't get the lucky dog. So who got the lucky dog this time? It might have been James Bunce. Who knows? But Carl Gilbert, the most unluckiest man out there tonight, he dropped out. Not sure what happened to that number 227 having such a great run tonight, and then for something to happen to him. I didn't catch it, so unfortunate there. I'm guessing a connection issue. I'm gonna look for the notes and see what happened. Doesn't say. Doesn't say. So the lights are off on the pace car. We're going to go back to our leader, Mr. Michael Cozy Jr., as I'm still trying to find what happened to Gilbert. But there are the lead pack as Bunce comes around again. He is only 5 laps down now, so good to see him actually getting those laps back with these cautions that are happening tonight. As we're just looking for the pace car to peel off once again. As there it goes, it's off again. Michael Cozy Jr. going to bring him back to the green. And away we go again on lap 159. It's Cozy to the front. As Spencer Preet gets off to a decent start. Mark Arthur gonna take away 3rd place from Ryan Huser on that outside, and he does. Great move there on the outside by the 12 as Ryan Huser drops to 4th. Elliott Smith is in 5th, and look at Cody Walling on the inside of Corey Henry. Gonna stay there in 6th place. It was actually Walling under pressure from Henry. Nelson Hill gonna hold on as Henry dives it on the inside of Walling now. Not going to get the momentum as they go through turns 1 and 2. Let's go back to our lead battle between Cozy and Preet. A lot closer this time round as it was, unlike before, where Cozy just streaked away from Preet, but this time Preet looks like he's got some speed in that number 27 to challenge the 77, and they are ever closer as we're 40 laps to go here at Dover International Speedway. So less than 40 laps to go, and it's game on now. As we're going to go back to Dustin Adams and see what is going on there, as that is Charneski coming through the field. He's just got past Andrew Fraser, and Charneski already back up into the top 10, and he is going to challenge Doug Thompson next. Doug Thompson, remember, he has got that damaged car, so watch for Charneski to get onto the back of that number 13 Kodiak machine. Great to see all these cars here tonight. Good looking machines. And if you're watching the broadcast tonight, do not forget to leave a like. If you want to stay around and see some more of the racing here tonight, like the one you're seeing tonight, then please hit that subscribe button, as we have a lot more action coming for you later. I'll announce all that at the end of tonight's broadcast, but during this broadcast we're looking at an absolutely fantastic battle between the 77 and the 27 once again. Want to go back to Ryan Hughes because he is in a battle of his own with Elliott Smith. He's got Cody Walling on his inside. Cody Walling already got away from Corey Henry. Cody Walling wants to get around Elliott Smith, and there's a caution out again, and that is Dustin Adams in trouble again. So let's go and see what happened to Dustin Adams, making his way into turn 3 and 4. Oh, that was Marshall Newton to his inside. Marshall Newton just washing up and getting into the side of him. And Dustin Adams luckily didn't hit anything concrete, so lucky there. As no, he went up to the outside wall and hit it. So more damage to that number 64 machine. I'm guessing everyone's going to bring it down pit road this time round, as I am going to take another break while everybody is going down pit road. So I will be back in a couple of minutes' time. And we are live back here at Dover International Speedway. This is the Major League eSports Catalyst Cup Series, Catalyst Mint Series, sorry. Live from the Monster Mile. Caution number 11 here after an incident involving Marshall Newton and Dustin Adams. So definitely interesting situations going on there. Just want to give you a quick rundown of the position tonight, as the lights have just gone off on the pace car. So currently at the point is Michael Cozy Jr. Second is Spencer Preet. Third is Mark Arthur. Fourth is Ryan Hughes. Fifth is Elliott Smith. Sixth is Cody Walling. 7th is Corey Henry. 8th is Russ Charneski. 9th is Nelson Hill. 10th is Doug Thompson. And 11th is Andrew Fraser. 12th is Marshall Newton. 13th is Dustin Adams. 14th is Mike Tipton. 15th is James Bunce. And last car running tonight is that man right there sitting in pit road, Aidan Patterson. As we're just waiting for the pace car to peel off again. They are going through turns 3 and 4. And there he goes, just waiting for Cozy to get them going again. Look at Spencer Preet actually leading on the 77 as we're waiting to get him going again. And away we go. We're going to have 30 laps to go as they cross the line. Cozy getting off to a decent start there. Spencer Preet right behind him. There is Mark Arthur being challenged slightly by Ryan Huser. Huser not going to make a challenge just yet. Let's look at Elliott Smith under pressure from Cody Walling. Cody Walling on the outside. Walling gets turned. Walling into the wall.
It's not going to be good.
Ah, another caution. Let's go and see that again. Challenger to the outside of Elliott Smith there. Looks like Elliott Smith got a bit of error wash going up into turn 3. Gets it to the side of Walling. Oh, Corey Henry got into that as well. Henry in it too. So a victim of circumstance between that incident between Walling and Elliott Smith. Elliott Smith thankfully getting away unscathed. Well, unfortunately for Henry and Walling, Elliott Smith gets away unscathed as we're under caution number 12. There's some people taking it down pit side. That will be Marshall Newton, Dustin Adams, Corey Henry and Cody Walling obviously taking it down pit side as well. Aidan Patterson has actually been on pit road for over 11 minutes. He's 29 laps down now, so I'm guessing he must have given up at this point in the race. As it looks like Mike Tipton getting a lucky dog. Yep, he's back on the lead lap now. So 14 cars on the lead lap once again. As that we've still got 15 cars still running. So out of the 25 that have started, we have lost 10 cars in this race. We've lost Marcus McFadden, Hunter King, Tyler Vickery, Jeremy Leto, Michael Robinson, Doug Chappelle, Mark McSweeney, Carlton Hendry and Carl Vincent Gilbert, and Aidan Patterson still well, his car is not behind the wall. His car is still on pit road, as you can see right there. So not behind the wall as yet, so still classified in this race. So well, you can technically call him out of the race, but either way. As they make their way into turns 1 and 2 behind the pace. I can only assume the lights are going to go off this time round, as my connection just dropped for a second there. I do apologise. Not sure what's just happened, and they're back. For some reason I dropped a few frames. As you are watching the Major League Esports Catalyst Mints series live from Dover International Speedway. Watching Michael Cozy Jr. there, has been a leader for quite a long time now. He's led 65 laps of this event. Let's go to our summary. We have had 7 lead changes. Current leader is Michael Cozy Jr. Lights are still on the pace car. We were expecting them to come off this time. We've had 12 cautions, 42 laps of cautions, and we have 27 laps remaining. Well, it'll be 26 when they cross the line. The weather here tonight is partly cloudy, bit sunny out there. 72 degrees ambient air temperature, 53% humidity, 98 degree Fahrenheit track temperature, so a lot warmer than yesterday, but also a lot windier than yesterday. That is 11 miles per hour. And obviously, we're at Dover, in Delaware. As Tony would say, try the crab cakes, people. They're highly recommended. As the lights are off on the pace car, they are 2x2 once again. Caution number 12 will be coming to an end on this lap as they're making their way out of turn 2. And there will be 25 laps to go at the green. Question is, can they keep it green to the end of the race? Pace car's in, Cozy's going to get them going again, and Preet's still leaning on them again as they're going again. 25 laps to go here at Dover. Can they keep it clean till the end of the race? Well, if Newton's got anything to say anything about it, the answer would be no, as he hit the wall on that restart. Everybody getting away clean though, pretty much, as it looks like Smith and Charneski are side by side. Yes, they are going through turns 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Oh, I need to get these corners right. I can't wait to go to Kansas next week. Anyway, they're side by side coming out of 3 and 4. Can Elliott Smith do anything about it? No. He's going to slot in behind Charneski, and he's now under a bit of pressure from Nelson Hill, who's right behind him in 7th place, as Newton has wrecked into the inside wall. Marshall Newton, big trouble there for the number 76. Let's go back and see what happened in that Corsair number 76, coming out of turn 3 and 4. Let's see what happens here. On the inside, he's got that, and oh, he lost it on the exit of turn 2. Hit the inside wall, manages to keep it down there, so good going for him. Let's go back to the lead battle between Cozy and Spencer Preet. Still very close between those two as they make their way out of turn 2.
Caution is out, caution is out.
And the caution is out, and Dustin Adams is in it again.
Look at your temps to make sure everything looks okay.
Let's see what happened to Adams. Here, ooh, that was close on coming out of turn 4, but I don't think that's where it happened. Going into turns 1 and 2, loses the back end coming out of turn 2 and doesn't hit. Well, he hit the back end, hit the wall, spun him round, and that's going to bring out caution number 13 here tonight. Wow. As they're going to bring her down pit road once again. So bringing down pit road there. Spencer Preet stayed out. So interesting strategy there for the 27. Arthur overshoots his pit box again. So not getting it right again this time round. Cozy's going to be out first. It looks like Arthur's going to be out second. Charneski's going to be third off pit road. And Elliott Smith fourth. Hill sixth. Fifth. Well, never mind. And there's the rest of them. So back to the Foxcam there, as Preet did stay out, and he is on 13 lap old tyres. Ryan Hughes are there in second place in the 38 Verizon machine. Cozy Jr. watch for him. He's going to be restarting in third place in that number 77 machine. just want to point out there is a lot of marbles on the track out there, so I'm wondering if that's being the cause of some of these wrecks here tonight. Remember, if you get on those marbles, they are very slippy and they will either turn you around or put you in the wall, so that is very, very dangerous territory to be on. As we're looking for the pace car to turn the lights off again and we can get this going again, can they make it last further than a couple of laps? Who knows at this point in the race. We are 19 laps to go here at Dover. I'm starting to lose my voice. We're watching Michael Cozy Jr. there making his way through turns 3 and 4, expecting the lights to go off on the pace car this time round. So keep an eye on that Ford Mustang machine. And I was right. I've been getting it right a lot tonight. So top 4 is like this: Spencer Preet in the lead, Ryan Hughes is second, third is Michael Cozy Jr., fourth is Mark Arthur, and Russ Charneski back up to the top 5. So a good comeback for that number 19 machine. Elliott Smith has been there most of the night. He's in 6th. Andrew Fraser 7th. 8th is Nelson Hill. 9th is Doug Thompson. Did Doug Thompson take a fast repair? No, still not taking a fast repair. I think he did, but he's got more damage since then, so not really sure. As Patterson finally took his car behind the wall. Cars are going into turn 3 now, so we are going to get them going again with 18, well, it's going to be 17 laps to go at the line. 13 cautions in this thing, so it has been a race of attrition yet again here in the Major League eSports Catalyst Mints series. Coming out of turn 4 now. Waiting for Spencer Preet to get him going again, and away we go. We're on the green again, as it looks like, oh, Arthur hit the wall. Arthur's hit the wall, and the caution is out again. That is the big one, ladies and gentlemen, caused by Mark Arthur, as Fraser's up on his lid. Let's go back and watch that. So Arthur hitting the outside wall. Fraser, oh my god, everyone's in it. Wow. That's Arthur, Elliott, Fraser, Newton, Bunce, Henry, Tipton. Whole host of people. And I'm wondering if Mark Arthur's used his fast repair at this point, as we are under caution number 14 here at Dover International Speedway. The Monster Mile is being true to its name. It has been an absolute monster tonight. So I just want to go back and look at Mark Arthur and see what happened. Go back and watch. Let's pause that for a second. Let's go back and watch Elliott Smith and see what happened from his cockpit, because something must have happened there for that number 12 to go around. They're coming round to take the green now. And no, it was Arthur all by himself getting into the wall, and oh wow, oh, that is just disastrous. Let's look at it from Fraser's point of view, and you see Arthur getting into it ahead of him. Fraser nowhere to go, gets hit from behind. and hits Hill, and oh, Hill hits him again, and that's what put him on his lid. And he blew his engine as well, so insult to injury there for the number 18, who is now put his car behind the wall. So caution number 14 here at Dover. Did Arthur take his fast repair? Answer is no. Arthur's still in the top 10 despite all that, so not bad despite the conditions, but he is gonna be so far down and so underpowered, it's unreal. Elliot Smith behind the wall. James Bunce is in pit road, as you can see right there. So still staying in it, and he's actually going to get himself into the top 13 when this race is over and done with. So good going for James Bunce, staying in it. He was involved in the very first caution tonight. That's why he is so far down the field and so many laps down. So good to see him actually staying in it. Marshall Newton is there in the 12th spot. Nelson Hill is there in the 11th spot, and Mark Arthur rounding out the top 10 as the lights are off on the pace car again. We are going to get them going again with it's going to be 12 laps to go at the line, and it's going to be interesting to see who can actually take the initiative here in what has been such a tough race for everybody tonight. As lights are off on the pace car, we're going to go into turns 3 and 4 and get them going again. There's not that many laps left now, only 12 laps to go at the line, so the question is, can they keep it green until the end now? It's only 12 laps. I know everybody wants to get to the front as quickly as possible, but surely we can get this finished now as the pace car is off. We're looking at Spencer Preet there, who's in control of the field. He's on much older tyres than Cozy Jr. And away we go again. 12 laps to go for the end of this race. Everybody getting away cleanly off the line this time round as Spencer Preet blocks Cozy Jr. going into turns 1 and 2, but he's on much older tyres and could be in trouble once Cozy Jr. gets up to speed. And look at Cozy right there behind Spencer Preet already. Ryan Hughes is still holding on to third place. He is on 21 lap old tyres, so watch for Russ Charneski to try and take third place away from that number 38 machine. Dustin Adams there holding on to the top 5 spot, shockingly in the top 5. He has been in so many incidents tonight, it's been unreal. Cody Wall in there right behind him there in 6th place with that little bit of damage on his front end. But look at Spencer Preet there, still holding on to a pretty decent gap over Michael Cozy Jr. as the caution is out again.
Okay, quickly tell me what you think you had there.
And that is Mark Arthur. Coming out of turns 3 and 4 and gets into it with Doug Thompson, and that is the end of Mark Arthur's night, as he absolutely destroys his car on the inside wall on the exit of turn 4, and that is a hand grenaded engine unfortunately there for the 12. So his night is going to be over at this point. Unfortunate for Mark Arthur, as he's been having such a strong night, being in the top 5 all evening. As he's still going around with that smoky engine. Got a nice little smoking gun there. He's got to take that fast repair at this point. I'm pretty sure he hasn't taken it yet. As he gets into the back of Nelson Hill. Not sure what that was about. I'm pretty sure Mark Arthur is not a happy person at this point in the race. Well, he can't be. So 15 cautions in. I'm pretty sure emotions are running high in that number 12 garage as he brings it down into his pit stall. And is he going to use a fast repair, or has he already used it? Look at the smoke bellowing out of his machine. I'm guessing he's already used his fast repair because he has not instantly fixed that car. So Mark Arthur, unfortunately, is out of the running in this race, as we only have 12 cars left on the lead lap. So I'm guessing Mark Arthur is going to lose some time in pit road. The engine is off in that number 12 machine, and still just wow, what a race. This has been a very, very entertaining race, but for different reasons here tonight. Cozy Jr. got a bit of damage on the rear end of that car. Not sure where he got that from. But the only car that hasn't got damage out there, actually he probably has got damage on that 27, is Spencer Preet. So with 7 laps to go, we are going to get him going green again. I'm going to take a short break before we do. So please keep it locked on the screen, and I will be back with you in 2 minutes just before we go green. And we're back here live on Bofa Broadcasting. We are here in Dover for the Major League eSports Catalyst Mints Series. Going to be 5 laps to go. We're going to have a 5-lap shootout for the end of this race. See who can take the win on this one. Remember, Spencer Preet is sitting in the lead with those 27 lap old tyres. Michael Cozy Jr. is there in second as he gets him going again. Gets him going early this time as Cozy keeps hold of second, and there is Ryan Huser under pressure from Russ Charneski, manages to hold on to third place. So good battle in there for the 38 as everybody looks like they've got off to a decent restart this time. Paddy Walling was side by side with Corey Henry for a short while, but kind of fizzled out very quickly as we're looking at the battle between Cozy Jr. and Spencer Preet. This is the big battle before the end of the race. They are nose to tail as they go down the backstretch towards turn 3. Cozy Jr. on the fresher tyres of the two. So this is going to be a very interesting battle before we come to the checkered flag, as Cozy Jr. is going to take a look on the inside. Thinks better of it as they go into turn 1. Popsicle sticks are going to be out this time round as they come out of turn 4. Cozy's going to try and take a look on the inside. This time he is going to go for it. This is 2 laps to go and they're side by side for the lead. Coming out of turn 2, Cozy Jr. is going to try and take that lead away from Spencer Pre. They're side by side going into turns 3 and 4, and it's going to be the white flag out this time by as they're almost door to door coming across the line. Spencer Pre has that nose eye in front before over the line as they're side by side still going through turns 1 and 2. Whatever happens now, they're going to make it to the checkered flag as the white flag is out. Spencer Pre got the nose out in front as they go through turns 3 and 4. Cozy is alongside. Who's going to take it here as they come out of turn 4? And Spencer Pre wins here at Dover. Oh, they have a huge wreck at the end. Ryan Hughes are holding on for 3rd place. There he is. Wow, what a finish to the race as. Yeah. We are just going to back that up for 10 seconds. And I'm going to... Looks like Corey Henry happy with the top 5 there, as we are going to go to our interviews now for the night. What a race it's been here at Dover. A lot of cautions, a lot of wrecks, a lot of unhappy people, but 5 very happy people there in the top 5. One very relieved person in Russ Charneski. But let's go to our interviews. Let's go and grab Mr. Ryan Hughes there in... who finished in 3rd place. Ryan, coming home in 3rd place. I bet you're one relieved person because you were under pressure at the end there.
Yeah, I was. I had stayed out on a couple restarts or a couple cautions before that, and definitely feeling it there at the end. The tires were pretty much used up.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of cautions out there tonight and a lot of people wrecking around you. I bet you had a lot of scary moments through that race tonight.
Yeah, pretty much right from the start, right at the initial wreck that we had, I believe on lap 1, I was right in that, and fortunately able to come through pretty clean and conserve my fast repair until right at the end to try to have the best car I could for the last stint, and it worked out pretty well.
Okay, awesome. Well, you came home in 3rd place, you managed to get through the rest of the wrecks pretty easily and managed to slowly work your way up to the top 3. So after all that, again, you must be very happy with that. I mean, just holding off Russ Charneski at the end must have been the icing on the cake for you after slowly creeping through the field.
Yeah, that was great. I was really happy to be able to pull that off. I think Russ probably would have had me if we had a few more laps there, but fortunately, the clock ran out.
Well, Ryan, congratulations on 3rd place. Next week we go to Kansas. What are your thoughts on that race?
Yeah, I think that'll be a good track for these cars. We've been having some awesome fields lately with some really skilled drivers, so I'm certainly looking forward to seeing how I stack up next week for sure.
Okay. Is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out for tonight's 3rd place?
I'd like to thank Tex. He hooked me up with a paint scheme the other day, and it's a sharp-looking car. It's kind of a throwback to what I used to run with Tex and some other guys about 10 years ago, I guess. And yeah, so I just want to thank everybody. Actually, that was a good race. We had some incidents, but it's a good group of guys, and I'm happy to be out here with them.
Well, again, Ryan, congratulations on the 3rd place, and we'll let you get back up there and celebrate it.
Thank you.
And that was Ryan Hughes, our 3rd place finisher. Let's go to our 2nd place finisher. Going to be a bit unhappy after that finish, but he's here with me now. Michael, very close finish at the end there, and a bit of shenanigans after the line there, could you say?
Well, we wrecked.
But yeah,
Well, I wrecked. I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Preet ended up on his lid. So
Yeah, it looked like it hurt. It looked fun though.
But anyway, Michael, very good race for you. Managing to keep it at the front with the wrecks behind you. Just coming up short.
Yeah, what a bunch of boneheads, huh?
I know, right? Anyway, just coming up short there at the end, giving us a good show for those last 5 laps. But still got to be happy with second place despite everything that's happened tonight.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. The car sucked the first half. Sucked a little less the second half. Did I say second half the first time? Well, anyways, you know what I mean. Yeah, made some pretty good adjustments, and it was actually kind of fun there the last half. But yeah, picked tires over track position. Again, always the right call in this series. But so it goes. It's a shame we couldn't run out the last like 10-15 laps, and we got a caution kind of in there. But we thankful to run at least the last 5. But yeah, it was a fun battle.
Yeah, Mark Arthur bringing out the last 2 cautions, so blame him for that one.
Leave it to Mark, man.
But yeah, congratulations on 3rd place. Next week we go to Kansas. Are you going to be second? Sorry.
I was about to say.
Congratulations on 2nd place. Next week we go to Kansas. Are you going to be there?
Good question. I have no idea. Hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too. Because despite missing the last couple of weeks, you did put on one hell of a show tonight. So, congratulations on that, Michael. So, anybody who'd like to give a shout out tonight?
Thanks to my teammates. Everybody showed up tonight except for Travis. I don't know where he was. But yeah, thanks to Tex who never really seemed to make it tonight. I don't know if he had. I think he had some problems, but yeah, it's fun. Thanks for broadcasting, and I'd like to thank this sold out crowd at Dover. Apparently.
Absolutely. Anyway, Michael, I'm going to let you go and celebrate your 2nd place, and hopefully we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
That was Michael Cozy Jr., our 2nd place finisher. Let's bring down Spencer Preet. And he's here with me now. Spencer, a very relieved man after crossing the line. A few shenanigans after the line with your teammate, but led the most laps and actually brought it home tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, I was starting to feel like this paint scheme was a curse. I think every week I've ran it, I finished 2nd, and it was starting to shape up like that again. Cozy was definitely quicker for most of the race. He was quicker on the short runs, and then I think once the tires kind of leveled off, I'd start to be able to run the bottom and hook the bottom of the track a little bit better than he could. And that was kind of where I was making up my time early on, and that was while I was in the lead. But I ran into trouble trying to get by him because that whenever I lost the lead, because he'd be able to take off in the first 10-15 laps, but once it leveled off, tires were worn off so bad that it's so hard to pass. So I knew I was probably gonna have to do something different on those last little string of cautions, and I knew if I took 4 and went down with him and came out 2nd, it was still going to be the same thing. He was going to take off ahead of me, and I wasn't going to have enough time to get back to him, especially if we were going to keep wrecking like we ended up doing. So I knew I had to stay out, and finally staying out and not pitting to get fresh tires worked out for me.
Yeah, and Michael Cozy giving you a congratulatory love tap after the line, so much so that you ended up on your lid. So, but yeah, great racing throughout. You led the most laps tonight, so pretty much dominating form here tonight, Spencer. And that's been pretty much the way you've been all season. Do you reckon you can carry on this momentum to the rest of the season?
Yeah, we've definitely, come out of the gate strong. This week was probably, I feel like, my best week so far, just in terms of feeling like I had dominating speed. I mean, me and Mark really, we put in a lot of extra time to make sure our setups are right each and every week, and it's been paying off. But I'd assume, at some point there's a lot of good guys here that, it's going to start to level out as the season goes on, and guys start picking up some of the tricks that maybe we've found a little sooner. This is, you know, a new car for this league, and a lot of people are still adjusting at this point. So, I mean, at this point, I feel like we've definitely had the speed each and every week, but I only imagine it's going to get more and more competitive from here on out.
Absolutely, and tonight in particular was definitely a race of attrition. I mean, your teammate Mark Arthur being involved in the last 2 cautions there. I'm guessing you've spoken to him after the end of the race. I bet he's not very happy tonight.
Yeah, no, he. I guess he got a little help from behind on one of them. I think he spun his tires, and whoever was behind him didn't react quick enough and jacked him up and turned him around, and I don't know what happened after that. I think at that point it was just they were kicking him while he was down. Yeah, it sucks. We all seemed like we probably had speed that could keep us all top 3, but just circumstances with how we were positioned on the restarts and people staying out, or I stayed out, and that kind of messed with the order a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it was a good run for all of us, but not the finish Mark wanted.
Not at all. But anyway, next week we head to Kansas. What are your thoughts going to the 1.5 mile track?
Honestly, I'm not. This next week's going to be a big test for me, probably. Don't have all that much experience at Kansas, and the little experience I do have, it wasn't good enough to where I can remember it at this point. So I'm not too sure. I'm probably going to be learning a lot at the beginning stages of the race. It'll be one of those races where I won't really know what I have till the end. But I mean, we've been quick on 1.5 miles so far, so hopefully that'll continue.
Absolutely, and you've been showing that on every single track this season that you can carry a decent lead and get the job done. But anyway, Spencer, congratulations again on the win tonight. Anybody like to give a shout out for that?
All my teammates. Mark was the man with the setup this week. I had built something, but it wasn't nearly as good as Mark's, and when we got together and started sharing our stuff, he had the money set up for this week, so I gotta thank him, and Cozy for racing me clean all the way to the line. He probably had a few chances to dump me when I was pinching him down, but he raced me clean. Thank him for that, and all my other teammates, Dustin, Travis wasn't here tonight, and also talking with Corey Henry too, so thank all of them. Shout out to Tex. I guess he ran into some technical difficulties tonight, but hopefully he'll be back for next week, and thank him for all he does for this league, and big thanks to you for putting on this broadcast.
Very much appreciated. Well, Spencer, I'm going to let you go and celebrate your win, and we'll see you next week at Kansas.
All right, thank you.
Well, that is going to do it. That was our race winner, Spencer Preet there. We are going to go to our results very quickly before we go to the end of tonight's show. So let's go through our results before we go away here tonight from our last night here in Dover. So Spencer Preet just bringing home the win from Mr. Michael Cozy Jr. Michael Cozy Jr. giving them that love tap that put him on his leg at the end of the race. Coming home third was Ryan Hughes, very happy there and very relieved after Russ Joneski just couldn't get it done. He comes home in fourth. Corey Henry, a very happy man, in fifth place. Cody Walling, sixth. Seventh, Mike Tipton. Eighth, Marshall Newton. Ninth is Dustin Adams. 10th, and running out the top 10 is Doug Thompson. 11th, Nelson Hill. 12th, James Bunce. 13th, a very unhappy Mark Arthur. 14th is Elliot Smith. 15th, Andrew Fraser. 16th is Aidan Patterson. 17th, wait. For God's sake. 17th is Carl Gilbert. 18th, Carlton Hendry. 19th, Marmon Sweeney. And running out the top 20, Doug Chappelle. 21st, Michael Robinson. 22nd is Jeremy Leto. 23rd was Tyler Vickery. 24th, Hunter King, a bad start to the race, and ultimately the end of his race. He was there in 24th, 25th, caught up in the first wreck was Marcus McFadden, and not taking the green tonight, Tex Perry. He had internet issues. Anyway, let's go to the end portion of this race. What a long race it's been. A lot of cautions, a lot of wrecks, and a lot of attrition here tonight. But Spencer Pre showing his dominance again tonight, coming home with a win just ahead of a returning Michael Cozy Jr. Ryan Hughes, a very happy man in third place. I think the happiest man out there tonight must be Corey Henry. He was actually doing burnouts at the end of that in his rookie season. Great to get a top 5, but very good race despite the length and all the cautions. So I have no complaints there. So that's going to do it for tonight's broadcast. I'll be back tomorrow with the IndyCar Speedway League IR18 series. That'll be round 2 from Kansas. So look forward to that one. Monday we are with the Paskey's Cardiac Truck Series from Daytona. That'll be 43 trucks taking the green there and hoping to see who can come out on top there in the first race of that season. So look forward to that one. Tuesday we take a night off. Wednesday we are back with Top Fuel Racing at Auto Club. Thursday we take a trip, our first trip to Kansas. Well, another trip to Kansas as we are with Somo. Friday we have just the Paskey's Cardiac Xfinity Series, well, Grand National Series. They are at Kansas as well, I believe. I could be wrong. But anyway, that is going to do it for us tonight. A great race, great broadcast, and shout out to everybody that was in the chat here tonight. I will be back here tomorrow with the ISL. All that's left to say is keep it clean, keep it green, and we will see you tomorrow night.